If you're trying to make passive income as an artist, you probably thought about two different things. Digital products that literally cost nothing to make, or print-on-demand products like posters, prints, stickers. Now, one of these is a lot easier to set up than the other, but one makes you a lot more money in the long run. So let's talk about the pros and cons of each. Let me start with what I think is the easiest to set up, which is print-on-demand. It's as simple as you finish your beautiful art piece, and then you go ahead and you upload it to something like Printful. That's the print-on-demand company that I use to make the shirt that I'm wearing right now. There's a bunch of other platforms out there though, Society6, Redbubble, Threadless, so you actually have like a built-in website too, but nothing is better than connecting Printful to a website that you control. And I'm sure you've gotten lots of comments on your art like, you should make a print of this. I would totally buy a t-shirt of this. Oh, I wish this was a sticker. But those people are tricking you. They're tricking you. This is how print-on-demand pretty much works. You don't have to pay for anything to get shipped, fulfilled, until that customer actually makes that purchase on your website. It's kind of like the best gambling ever. You are not going to spend money on a product unless someone buys it, which is completely different than if you're buying all of your stuff in bulk. I really like it because it means that my business has zero fucking waste. Every single time a piece gets printed, it gets shipped to the customer, and the only time that that shirt does not get used is if it needs to be exchanged. And then I just make a bundle at the end of the year and sell it at a discount. Out of all the different print-on-demand companies that are out there, I personally love Printful because you're able to connect it to a platform that you control on your website. This is a big difference between using platforms like Threadless, Society6, Redbubble, and so many others because you don't have control over those platforms. Yes, it has a built-in marketplace, but as we know from everyone trying to sell their stuff on Etsy, it's not going to bring you as much traffic as you might think. You're going to have to bring in your own traffic through social media. So why are you paying other people a fee to do your job? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, why are you paying places like Etsy, Threadless, Society6 a percentage of your profits if it's your work? So instead of you making like a $5 commission on a t-shirt on Threadless, you could make more of like a $15 profit just by selling it on your own website. Now, what's great about this is you don't have to do any of the handling, the shipping, the fulfillment, because that stuff takes a lot of time, and that's back-breaking work, to be honest, where you could be spending that time making more ideas, more products, more cool things to sell. With print-on-demand products, the products are tangible. I can physically hold it, I can physically wear it, I can put it all over my water bottle, baby. And it's totally hands-off. The only thing that you have to worry about is the customer support. And most people who do print on demand with Printful, they offer off sales or final type of policy. I personally don't like that. I think the least you can do is offer them store credit, especially if that item doesn't fit, or let's say they buy a gift for someone and they end up not liking it. They can go ahead and return that item, unfortunately on their own dime, ship it back to you, and then once it arrives, you can give them that discount code so that way they can get a brand new thing for the amount of money that they spent on the first item. I think the main reason that I'm just not a huge fan of places like Threadless, Redbubble, Society6, and don't get me wrong, some are better than others, and if you're gonna go with that route, Threadless is probably my favorite, but you cannot get better than connecting Printful to your website. Because I believe that you should just be bringing in all your own traffic anyways. Don't be relying on any sort of marketplace to bring traffic to your website for you. I know that's why a lot of you signed up for Etsy. How are those sales doing without you having to do anything to get them? Oh, they're bad? Because you have to pay for ads now? Yeah. So let's run through a quick checklist. Print on demand is best for artists that want passive income, but they don't mind lower profit margins. People who already have kind of like an existing platform and audience who want to already buy your merch, and you're getting comments like, oh, I wish this was a t-shirt. I wish this was a sticker. I wish this was a poster. This is especially great if you're just a big fan of just making trendy designs. Maybe you love pop culture. Maybe you like searching the news feeds of what's going on in the world and you want to make like a funny meme inspired by what happened last night. Making products like t-shirts and merch, it really works well when you have a niche. That means you have one subject matter that you always talk about, whether that's mental health, body positivity, meme culture, political, it can be anything that you want. You just have to figure out one thing that you want to be known for. Now, keep in mind, that doesn't mean that you have to be known for that one thing forever. I've switched my niche, I think, like every 6 months for the past 12 years. And I'm still here standing. about how you can start creating digital products as an artist and whether or not it should be something you should seriously consider because passive income is a thing. This is you creating one file, one time, and selling it forever. This can be templates. This can be a bundle of your illustrations. There's people who still go to iStock and Adobe Stock all the time looking for handmade graphics. Printables, brush packs, maybe you making branding kits. There's so many options, especially if you're trying to work with clients. Now, unfortunately, thanks to AI, the clients aren't calling as much as they used to be, but that doesn't mean that they don't still value something that's handmade by a human being. Whatever kind of digital file that you make, it's something that someone can immediately, instantly download. No shipping required. And the best part is you keep all the money. If you make a digital asset for $20, it literally took nothing to make except for maybe your subscription to Photoshop or Canva maybe to make it. My personal favorite thing about digital products are how high the profit margins are. Because there's a big difference when you make print-on-demand products for everyday consumers. You're pretty much telling them, hey, buy this thing. I know you don't need this thing, but it looks cool and I think you'll like it. Versus a digital product, which is usually helping them solve a problem. You're saving them time by giving them a template, or you're packaging a bunch of resources so that way they can make money off of the resource that you're giving them, and it's a tax write-off for them. There's no inventory, there's no shipping costs, and that one product can be sold literally tens of thousands of times without any additional work. Heck yeah! But it's not all good news, right? Digital products do come with some cons, and I don't know if you've considered them, so let's just run through them real quick. Digital products will take more time to create. Like me personally, it doesn't take me that long to make like a digital illustration and to put it on a t-shirt and connect it to Printful. But for example, I made an artisan reset planner that I sell for $100, but it's over 80 pages and it's packed with a bunch of templates. That took me like 2 weeks to make. That's like, and I mean like working 40 hours a week, 2 weeks. But it's an amazing asset. You should totally consider buying it, I'm just saying. But also people expect your digital products for the most part to be pretty cheap, like usually less than $10. And depending on where you're selling that digital products, those platforms can take really big cuts. I'm talking to you, Etsy. Not a fan of you, especially lately. The same thing with places like Gumroad or Creative Market. They're gonna take a fee for every single sale that you get, whether or not you brought that traffic or not, bestie. So yeah, you guessed it. You need to put any sort of product, whether it's print on demand or digital, into a website, into a platform that you can control. Because remember, platforms can just stop working for 16 hours. TikTok. Or if you're like me, have a huge launch just to turn out that Instagram's gonna completely crash that day. So fun. So digital products are best for artists who are looking to make a little bit more money for long-term income. It's for people who enjoy assets that other people can use, especially other small businesses or other creatives. And this is for anyone who prefers to put in the time one time to make one product and then it just sells itself forever. Now, I don't mean to say you put this product on your website and boom, gangbusters money. This is where you need to create a sales funnel, and that's something we're gonna talk about in a video in the future. Now, regardless of whether or not you're trying to decide whether or not you should sell print-on-demand products like tangible t-shirts, physical goods, or if you wanna make digital products, I'm gonna tell you a couple stories, and maybe that'll help your decision. For my Women of Illustration platform, I mostly only sell digital goods, but on my Letter Shop account, which is my art account, I mostly sell tangible items like this long sleeve t-shirt and all different kinds of goods and a ton of different kinds of prints. And keep in mind, I have over 1,300 posts on Instagram, so I've done a lot of testing. I mean a lot of testing to figure out exactly what kind of content gets the best engagement, gets the best shares, and that's how I'm making informed decisions on what designs I should actually turn into products. I'm just asking the people what they want and then giving it to them. But if you have a smaller audience, I think you should probably focus on more like commission client work or digital products, helping those clients with lower amounts of money, how you can help them. So instead of them having to pay you, let's say $2,000 for a logo, instead, what if you create a branding kit template for them where they can just plug and play all the things they need for that branding kit instead for like 20 bucks. I know it's not as fun as the $2,000 one, but it's an additional revenue stream. And making money as an artist is harder than ever, so we need all the revenue streams we can get. If you're enjoying this content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be trying to make new content with free educational resources for artists every single week. Ooh, we're going to pay your rent, girl. Let's do it.